In the second half of the 1920s, Fritz von Opel, the grandson of the brand's founder, became one of the most important figures in the European technological avant-garde. Fascinated by the vision of overcoming the limitations of piston engines, he devoted himself to researching rocket propulsion. His ambitions extended far beyond road transport. He believed that in the future, rocket technology would allow humans to soar above the atmosphere and travel beyond the boundaries of the Earth. At the time, this sounded like science fiction, but Opel was convinced that rocket development would begin with experiments in the automotive industry. This approach made him a true pioneer of his time. Opel invited two visionaries to collaborate on the rocket vehicle project: Max Valier, a space enthusiast and author of numerous publications popularizing interplanetary flight, and Friedrich Sander, a pyrotechnician specializing in modern propellants. This unusual team was united by a common idea: to create the first fully functional wheeled vehicle powered solely by rockets. Work began rapidly, and the first result was the RAK-1, a crude, two-wheeled prototype based on a frame running on rails. This prototype was intended to prove that rockets could be controlled and used as a viable propulsion source. The RAK-1, unveiled in the spring of 1928, was equipped with 12 gunpowder rockets measuring 10 centimeters in diameter and half a meter long. Located at the rear of the vehicle, they fired sequentially, developing enormous thrust. Tests took place on the railway tracks near the Opel plant in Rüsselsheim. The machine reached 100 kilometers per hour in just 8 seconds, and in subsequent tests exceeded 200 kilometers per hour, an absolutely sensational result for 1928. Despite its primitive design, the RAK-1 demonstrated that rocket propulsion could operate predictably and repeatably, prompting the team to develop a fully fledged wheeled car. This vehicle was the RAK-2, significantly more advanced in terms of design and aerodynamics. It featured 4 large wheels, a lightweight frame, a streamlined body, and 2 wing-like horizontal stabilizers, designed to stabilize the vehicle at high speeds. The biggest change, however, was the massive battery of rockets, this time 24 of them, launched in groups using a special ignition pedal. Total thrust reached over 6,000 kilograms, making the RAK-2 one of the most powerful wheeled vehicles ever built. On May 23, 1928, the most spectacular demonstration of rocket technology in automotive history took place at the AVUS racetrack in Berlin. Fritz von Opel personally piloted the RAK-2 in front of several thousand spectators, including government officials, the press, and competing brands. After firing the rockets, the vehicle took off like a bullet, reaching 100 kilometers per hour, 62 miles per hour, in 6 seconds. Moments later, the speedometer read 238 kilometers per hour, 144 miles per hour, with some unofficial measurements even reaching 250 kilometers per hour, 155 miles per hour. This event made Opel a national hero, and the experiment gained international recognition. The success of RAK-2 led Opel, Valier, and Sander to envision plans far bolder than cars. Visions of rocket trains, runwayless airplanes, and ultimately, interplanetary travel. During this period, Opel invested further in propulsion development, leading to the RAK-3 and RAK-4, experimental rail vehicles powered by liquid rockets. Unfortunately, both models were destroyed during testing, when a sudden increase in pressure caused the fuel systems to explode. Nevertheless, these experiments contributed to the development of future rocket engines. At the same time, Max Valier conducted his own research on liquid rockets, creating small test vehicles independently funded by Opel. His work played a key role in popularizing rocket technology among engineers and scientists. Tragically, in 1930, Valier was tragically killed during tests of one of the engines. An explosion ripped the structure apart, ending the life of one of the most important pioneers of early astronautics. His death shocked the entire community and served as a symbolic signal that rocket propulsion experiments required infrastructure and security beyond the capabilities of private projects of the 1930s. By the turn of the 1930s, it became clear that rocket cars had no practical prospects, and the technology, though fascinating, was not yet ready for commercial application. Furthermore, the Great Economic Depression led to cost cuts and the closure of the entire program. Fritz von Opel gradually withdrew from the project, and the development of rocket propulsion was taken over by military organizations and research institutes. Nevertheless, his contribution to the history of technology remains undeniable. It was the RAK experiments that brought the world's attention to the potential of rockets. Although the RAK project didn't lead to a road revolution, its legacy endures. The RAK-2 became an icon of experimental motoring and a symbol of an era when courage, science, and vision could create designs decades ahead of their time. Today, a faithful replica of the vehicle can be seen at the Deutsches Museum in Munich, where it serves as a reminder that automotive history isn't just about the evolution of practical solutions. It's also about big dreams and bold, sometimes crazy experiments. The Opel RAK-2, though short-lived, became one of them, forever etching its place in the annals of modern technology.